Hey, this is meteorologist Clay Cheney here from the National Weather Service here in Greenville-Spartanburg, South Carolina, joined by our observations program leader Chris Horn. And today we're going to show you the correct steps on how to measure snow. And so right here for our baseboard, this is actually our site in terms of where we measure snow and the data that we collect in our climate resources. And Chris is going to give us a demonstration and go through some of the tools and techniques to use whenever you want to correctly measure snow.
Yeah, like Clay was saying, this is the National Weather Service here at the Greenville-Spartanburg Airport official snow measuring location right near our building. And what we have selected is just what you should be doing at your location, choosing a snow measuring location that is representative of your local area, is generally flat and a good distance away from obstructions such as trees, shrubs, or buildings, which could artificially block or enhance the actual snowfall. I want to go through a couple of the implements we have here to measure snowfall with. We use an official, what we call snowboard. It is actually a thin PVC white flat surface, and so that we can locate the snowboard during times of heavy snow, we recommend that some kind of marker be placed near the snowboard as well. At night, and if your spot isn't well lit, we do recommend you put a reflector on it as well. So when snow accumulates here at the weather office, what we do is we come out here pretty frequently throughout the snow event. We use our official snow stick, which is essentially a ruler, but it is incremented in tenths of an inch. Snowfall measurements are measured to the nearest 1/10 of an inch. And what we do is we kind of poke in a few different locations on our snowboard to get a representative or average snow depth on the snowboard in this case. And you want to make sure you get kind of close to the same level as your indication, and it's 1.2 inches. We've rigged up some artificial snow for today because it is closing in on 55 here at GSP. So couple of things I would like to mention as well. If you don't have access to official PVC snowboard, it's perfectly acceptable to use a piece of wood, plywood, preferably a white painted piece of plywood. It's also important to deploy your snowboard during the previous day or night so it acclimates itself to the outside conditions. It is preferable to keep it on the ground. It is acceptable, although less desirable, to measure snowfall, let's say, on your deck or a picnic table. But once again, it is preferable to measure snow on those two items than on just plain grass. Oftentimes, when there's no flat surface for the snow to accumulate and you try to measure snow on the grass, totals are often overinflated because of the give that grass gives, and the snow is often lofted by the grass blades themselves. So that is it in a nutshell. When you are doing this at home, especially during events that are active winter storms, active winter weather advisories, we really would like to know your snowfall amount. So using any of the methods I just said, if you can put your ruler on a representative location, snap a photo of it and post it to one of our social media accounts along with your approximate coordinates, we will appreciate it.
Yeah, and you can also call the office or send us an email of the picture that you have to give us these snow totals that you have at your location. Just be sure that, as Chris alluded to, that you have your approximate coordinates or approximate location so we can actually put that into our center database. Now, Chris, you said you wanted to do a little demonstration of measuring ice accretion?
Yes, as residents of the Western Carolinas and the Piedmont of the Carolinas are very familiar with, it's unusual, or doesn't happen that often, that a winter storm contains only snow. We call these mixed precipitation type winter weather events. And what I failed to mention before is things you measure on the snowboard is limited to frozen precipitation, that is snow and or sleet. We are also interested in how much freezing rain accretion occurs, and we can demonstrate our freezing rain measurement techniques here on a few example surfaces. Now, we don't have any fake ice kind of propped up, but the technique is freezing rain, ice accretion can be measured either on a radial surface, such as a branch, a dowel in this case, or a obviously unheated flat surface such as this electrical box. It's actually quite easy to measure ice accretion on a flat surface with just a plain ruler, and you just, once again, just like the snow report, feel free to take a picture of a ruler with your ice accretion and send it to us. It is actually more common, and it's to measure ice accretion on branches. And what we've had set up here is a dowel with a fixed or predetermined diameter of 5/8 of an inch. And as ice accretes, it just like it does on branches, it'll form a surface all the way around the dowel. So, for example, let's say if you have a 1-inch diameter ice accretion on a branch, you confirm that with a ruler, and what you do is you take that amount, subtract out the diameter of the dowel, and divide by 2. So if you have 1 inch of radial ice accumulation, in this case, you subtract out 5/8 of an inch, which gives you 3/8 of an inch. You divide that by 2 because it is the radius of the ice which we are measuring, and that would be, what's 3/8 divided by 2?
Yeah. We're not so good at math.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that would be your ice accretion total, and it takes roughly about 1/4 inch of ice accumulation for considerable sagging to occur on trees and power lines, and what the biggest threat is for ice storms with that magnitude is power outages. So there you have it.
All right, so there we go. Chris just did a wonderful example on how to correctly measure snow and ice. And so with that, we're going to say thank you for attending our video. And of course, you can always follow us on Facebook at U.S. National Weather Service, Greenville-Spartanburg, South Carolina, or on Twitter at NWSGSP. And feel free to contact us through email too at gsp.webmaster@noaa.gov. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.